My name is Dr. Masha, and let me ask you something straight from the heart. Have you ever quietly wondered if you really know how to give your partner the deepest, most unforgettable levels of pleasure? It's a thought that sneaks in for many people. You may be in a warm, steady relationship filled with love and trust, but still, there's that little whisper of doubt. And here's the truth. Many women admit they faked an orgasm at least once in their lives, often just to spare their partner's feelings. So the question becomes, how do you know for sure that you're giving her true pleasure? How do you move from quiet uncertainty to rock-solid confidence that you truly understand her body and what leads her to climax? The surprising answer isn't some complicated or mysterious trick. It's actually one simple, powerful key built on basic anatomy. It's not only about what you stimulate, but also the timing and the exact sequence. By the end of this story, you'll understand that sequence, a sequence that can unlock levels of intimacy and satisfaction far deeper for both of you. This isn't about performance or ego. It's about connection, love, and joy shared between two people. But first, please like the video. The more people like it, the more YouTube will distribute it to people who don't have access to doctors or hospitals. Also, please share the video with your friends and family. Many lives can be saved with your help, so share it. So, let's step into the heart of this. First, we need to talk about the very epicenter of female pleasure, the clitoris. For far too long, this extraordinary organ has been misunderstood, brushed aside, or even ignored, yet it holds the most vital role in female orgasm. What we see externally, the small, delicate nub, is actually just the tip of something much bigger, a complex network of erectile tissue extending inside. To truly appreciate its sensitivity, consider this. That tiny, visible part, the glands of the clitoris, contains over 8,000 nerve endings. That's more than twice the number in the glands of the entire penis. Think about that for a moment. This incredible density of nerves makes it the most sensitive erogenous zone in the human body. This isn't opinion, it's science. And for the vast majority of women, direct, consistent clitoral stimulation isn't just helpful, it's absolutely essential for orgasm. Depending only on penetration to do the job is one of the biggest mistakes anyone can make, and we'll dig into that myth a little later. But right now, understand this truth. The clitoris is the main source of orgasmic pleasure for most women. Recognizing this fact and giving clitoral stimulation the priority it deserves is non-negotiable if your goal is her genuine satisfaction. This calls for patience, tenderness, and a gentle hand, especially at the start. As her arousal builds, you can increase the pressure, but the foundation always begins with careful, focused clitoral stimulation. Now, let's shift to the second, often more mysterious spot of pleasure, the G-spot. For years, people debated whether it even existed, but today we know it is real and it is distinct. The G-spot isn't a magical button that works the same for everyone, but it is an area on the upper front wall of the vaginal canal, a few inches inside from the entrance. If you imagine the vaginal canal as a clock face, with the clitoris sitting at the 12 o'clock position outside, the G-spot is on the inside, right around that same 12 o'clock area. When arousal builds, this spot swells, and the texture can feel slightly different, more ridged compared to the smooth walls nearby. Here's where it gets interesting. The type of touch it loves is different from the clitoris. It doesn't usually respond to soft, feathery strokes. Instead, it reacts to firm, steady pressure. The classic "come here" motion with your fingers is often described as one of the most effective ways to bring it alive. The sensation it brings is unique, described as deeper, more internal, less sharp than the clitoris. For some women, G-spot stimulation can bring a powerful orgasm, sometimes even accompanied by female ejaculation. But here's the crucial truth. Trying to stimulate the G-spot too soon, before she's truly aroused, can feel anything but pleasurable. For some women, it can even feel uncomfortable, almost like the urge to urinate. And this is exactly where the real trick comes in. The secret, Dr. Masha calls the key to connecting the dots of pleasure. It's not a matter of choosing clitoris versus G-spot. It's about knowing how they work together. Picture it this way. The clitoris is the key, and the G-spot is a locked room filled with a completely different kind of pleasure. But here's the rule. You cannot access that room unless you use the clitoris to unlock the door first. That's the sequence. So how do you do it? You start by devoting full attention to the clitoris through oral touch, fingers, or even a toy. Your mission is to build her arousal. As you do, blood flow rushes to her entire genital area, including the inner branches of the clitoris and the G-spot. The tissues swell, becoming sensitive, ready, and craving more. You've essentially turned on her entire pleasure system. Only when she's deeply aroused, when the clitoris has already been stimulated and she's close to or even past a clitoral orgasm, should you then add G-spot stimulation. At that point, the door is unlocked. The G-spot is no longer just tissue, it becomes a powerhouse of sensation. What once may have felt uncomfortable now transforms into deeply pleasurable pressure. And this is the magic of the combination. The long, steady build of clitoral pleasure, joined with the deep internal sensation of the G-spot, creates something extraordinary, a blended orgasm. These are often described as more powerful, more consuming, and more overwhelming than either alone. It's a 1-2 rhythm that can leave both partners amazed. Trying to rush to the G-spot without the key of the clitoris is like trying to force open a locked door. It just doesn't work. But once you use the clitoris to unlock it, you've opened the gateway to her full potential for pleasure. Now that you understand the sequence, let's confidently bust some of the most stubborn myths about female pleasure. The biggest myth of all is the belief that penetrative sex alone should be enough to bring a woman to orgasm. Study after study proves otherwise. In fact, it's estimated that nearly 80% of women cannot reach orgasm through penetration alone. And the reason isn't about effort or romance, it's pure anatomy. As we've already learned, the clitoris is the main engine of orgasm, and it sits outside the vaginal canal. While certain positions may offer indirect clitoral stimulation during penetration, for most women, it's just not enough. There's more. The inner 2/3 of the vaginal canal contain very few nerve endings. That part of the body is designed to allow childbirth, not to deliver intense pleasure. So if your partner has struggled to orgasm from penetration alone, it's not her fault, and it's not yours. It's simply how the body is built, which is why understanding her anatomy and using it to guide your connection is far more important than relying on force or repetition. True intimacy is about technique, patience, and love, not pounding harder or longer. But here's another concern some men carry, even if they don't say it out loud. What if you understand her needs, but worry about your own stamina or hardness? What if you feel unsure whether you can keep going long enough for her to experience everything she deserves? For men who want to know their staying power can match their knowledge, there is something truly eye-opening. Dr. Masha has come across a completely natural, simple, 7-second home remedy that's been helping thousands of men reverse the real scientific cause of performance struggles. It helps them get harder, last longer, and supercharge their drive, without dangerous pills, exhausting lifestyle changes, or gimmicks. It's something worth paying attention to because it's been giving couples back their confidence. Right now, there's a QR code on the screen. Just open your phone's camera, point it at the code, and you can watch a short, free video that explains exactly how this works. And if you're watching on a device where you can't use the code, don't worry. The direct link is pinned right at the very top of the comments under this video. Now, let's tackle another damaging myth that often steals confidence from men and distracts from real intimacy: the obsession with penis size, especially length. Our culture has spread the idea that longer is always better. But when you look at the facts of anatomy, that belief collapses. The most sensitive areas for vaginal pleasure, the G-spot and the lower third of the vaginal canal, are all within just the first 3 to 4 inches. That means an extremely long penis goes far beyond those sensitive areas, pushing into zones that offer little or no pleasure. In some cases, going too deep can actually cause discomfort or even pain because the tip may repeatedly strike the cervix. That's not pleasure, it's cramping, and it can break connection instead of building it. What really matters, according to anatomy, is girth or thickness. A thicker penis creates more contact and friction against the vaginal walls, especially in the area of the G-spot. It fills her in a way that stimulates more nerve endings at once. So, society's obsession with length has been misleading. It's not size alone, it's thoughtful movement, intelligent rhythm, combined with clitoral attention that creates the kind of pleasure that truly satisfies. So, let's bring it all together. The secret to unlocking a woman's deepest pleasure isn't hidden in some mystery. It's about knowledge and sequence. Always remember the key. The clitoris is the gateway. Focus on it first. Give it the care, time, and attention it needs to build her arousal to its highest point. When that door is fully opened, that's the perfect moment to bring in the powerful, deeper sensations of the G-spot. It's this 1-2 combination that transforms intimacy, turning it into something unforgettable for both of you. But here's the part that matters even more. Technique and anatomy are important, but they're only part of the bigger story. Real intimacy is about trust, openness, and emotional connection. The most powerful sexual organ is, without question, the brain. Talk with your partner. Ask her what she loves. Pay attention not only to her words, but to the way her body responds. Every woman is unique. What makes one person melt with pleasure may feel completely different for another. The only way to know is through honest, loving communication. Because in the end, this knowledge isn't about scoring points, proving yourself, or keeping score. It's about giving with generosity, being present, and wanting her joy as much as your own. That's what makes intimacy profound. When she feels seen, heard, and deeply satisfied, the connection between you reaches a level many couples never imagine is possible. That's when lovemaking turns into something much bigger, a celebration of trust, affection, and partnership. And that is what makes the difference between doubt and certainty, between average moments and life-changing intimacy. So remember, the clitoris is the key, the G-spot is the room, and trust is the foundation. Follow the sequence, listen with your heart, and you'll not only please her body, you'll nourish her soul. Thank you for staying with me through this journey. If this video helped you learn something valuable, please give it a like and subscribe for more content like this. And I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What has your own experience been like? Let's keep this important conversation alive, because together we can create more love, more connection, and more joy in the world.